Welcome back to Ozarks Fox AM. You know, the 4th of July will be here before you know it. And I have an easy cake that will be great for your barbecue.
Okay.
Now that I've said the nice stuff, let me get real.
This
is called a fool's cake. You should have seen me in my kitchen yesterday making this. I was acting a fool.
Do they just post this so people can be a fool making this cake?
I'm telling you, this is where it look. Now, Kelly, it looks beautiful, right?
It's beautiful. There's
Let me
nothing
just even
wrong
hold
with
this
that.
up. Look at that. Beautiful looking, correct?
Right.
I'm actually surprised it even turned out. I thought I was going to have to make a second one, Kelly.
Why? What happened, Jerry?
Let me talk you through. So my aunt shared a recipe on Facebook. My Aunt Becky Lewis, hi Becky, in Texas.
Hi, Becky.
She posted one because she loves to cook.
Yeah.
So it's not her recipe. She just shared it.
Okay, right.
So I found it. So I followed the recipe implicitly.
To a T.
But let me tell you what I did and then what we should do.
Okay.
So the recipe called for a spring form pan.
Okay.
Typically, you use these a lot of times in cheesecake. Let me show you what a springform pan does. You release it, and the bottom comes out, so you can then have the nice cake.
Right.
So I have my springform pan, and let me close it again. So it closes.
Okay.
Okay, see, it's all together now.
It's together.
Now, the recipe said, take a can of crushed pineapple.
Okay.
With the juice. Do not drain it.
Okay.
Here's what happened. I put the crushed pineapple in the springform pan, and it started leaking everywhere.
Okay, is there something wrong with your springform pan, or is that, you know what, that seems like a strange thing to do.
It was crazy. So I noticed that my dogs were licking the counter because it was dripping down my counters.
Oh,
and I'm like, what is going on? That's how I realized it was dripping.
Okay.
So I asked Kelly to bring a regular round cake pan because I didn't want it to spill all over the area. So I'll talk you through, and as I do it, I'll tell you what I did wrong.
Okay, but you're going to put it in that pan?
Yes,
now,
I'm going to put it in this one.
Not in the leaking pan?
Not in the leaking pan. But as we're doing this, would you mind cutting up 1 cup of butter into cubes?
Okay.
So here's what I did. So I put this in my springform pan, juice and all, 1 can of crushed pineapple.
Okay.
So I keep going. I don't realize that it's leaking this whole time, okay? So I'm not realizing. Because the next thing it said was take 1 cup of sweetened coconut flakes.
Okay.
And then place the 1 cup sweetened coconut flakes on top of the crushed pineapple.
Sounds good to me.
Already sounded good, right?
Great.
Believe me, as I'm going, okay, it's going well, not realizing the dogs are licking the counter right below
They're
me.
like, hey, make this fool's cake every day.
Yes. So then it says, place 1 box of yellow cake mix.
Okay.
Just the powder. Do not mix it. This is just the powder.
All right, right on top of there.
Right on top.
Looks good.
Okay, so then by this time, Kelly, as I get this on top, I realized it's leaking, okay?
Okay.
So I had my oven preheated to 350 as per the instructions. Now, because in my chaotic state, the next step you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put on chopped pecans.
Okay.
Well, I forgot the pecans.
You
so
did.
I just put on the butter, threw it in the oven. When I put it in the oven, it starts leaking all in the oven and sets off my smoke detector because the smoke is going everywhere from it falling on the hot grate of my oven.
Yes, this is
so
a
I'm
disaster.
freaking out. I go and turn the timer off. I pull this out, realizing I forgot the pecans because the next step is
the pecans are next.
put the pecans on top. Okay?
Okay.
So, mind you, I already had the butter on there already.
All right.
So it was already a little bit hot, so I couldn't remove the butter. So I tried to put the pecans on best I could.
Okay.
And then, guess what I did, Kel?
What'd you do?
I added just a few more dollops of butter.
Okay.
Put it back in the oven and set the timer. I didn't realize I turned off the oven when I thought I turned off the timer earlier.
So it sat there and it sat there.
It sat in the oven for 30 minutes with no heat, dripping pineapple juice in my oven.
Oh, no. Now you're going to have to clean all that up. But
all of that up.
Let me ask you something. Do
Yes.
you suppose they said to use a springform pan because it's deeper? Because that looks pretty full.
I think this would actually work, though, because all we have left is to add the butter.
Yeah, I know, but that's got to rise.
Well, it doesn't. See, look how thin that is, though.
Okay.
I don't think it rises that much. This actually looks way better than the one I made at home.
All right.
Okay, so I realized the oven's not on. I turned the oven on, reheat it, and then I'm like, how much did it cook already or didn't cook?
Yeah,
so
you don't know.
It said to bake at 350 for 45 minutes, and then out of the springform pan, you let it cool, and then you turn it upside down, so it's kind of like a pineapple upside down cake.
It looks beautiful to me.
So here's what you do then. So once you get it in order, you put the 1 cup of butter on top, bake it 350 for 45 minutes, let it cool, flip it over, and you've got this fool's cake. And I'm telling you, they called it a fool's cake because they knew I'd be a fool making this in my kitchen yesterday.
So you would make it again if it was in this pan?
I will never make this again in a springform pan.
Okay.
Ever.
No, I mean in this pan.
In this pan, I would. This looks good. Now, I want to bring in Jasmine and Carissa because we got to try this cake. I promise you, if you don't like it, it will not hurt my feelings because this went through the ringer.
Well, I am a little worried because I didn't know that you had that many problems.
Well, here we go. It's going to be delicious. It looks delicious. Look at all those nuts on the bottom.
Okay, and again, these nuts were added secondary, so.
All right.
I'm sorry, there you go, Carissa. Kel, do you want to try this?
Yes, I do.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
There we go. Everybody just try it and tell me what you think. You're not going to hurt my feelings.
What's funny is Jeremy's not trying this. Is anybody noticing?
I'm cutting me a piece right now.
Okay.
I feel like so much of the pineapple juice fell out. It should have like caramelized the top better.
It is so good.
Is it good, really? Seriously?
Yeah, that's really good. I'm not a huge fan of coconut flakes either, but I like that.
Very good.
Coming up, Burton Kelso, our tech expert, is here. Burton, do you want to try this?
Yeah. Here, cut him a piece.
Get in here.
Here, let's get him a piece.
It tastes
Why can't
better.
I have your piece?